JT Gasso from the Oklahoma Sooners joins us on Good Morning Softball America. Coach, happy postseason. How are you?
I'm doing well. Listen, I felt like I was 80 years old looking at my camera, trying to figure out how to get camera permissions. I was like, what are we doing? Had to switch to Safari, big Chrome guy. So, yeah, sorry about that.
No, you're good.
Good
So,
morning, JT.
Tara, to answer your question, I'm not going to get in a cheese off with DJ Gasso. So, if he wants to be cheesy, he can be cheesy.
Shots fired.
I love it.
It's just a Monday. That's not nothing.
Oh my goodness. Well, I want to start. We've got a lot of questions in the chat for you, and I'll give you one of these questions from Julie. She would like to know, can you please ask JT how practice has been going?
Great. It's been going. We work hard, we do our thing. Yeah, it's business as usual.
Well, I'll ask. I love the answer. I'll ask about the response from the SEC tournament, because I know, especially head coach Gasso was really frustrated by the way the result went against Georgia. What have the conversations been like amongst the coaching staff that you can share as you get ready for postseason about, hey, this is maybe what we didn't do in that game or didn't do at the tail end of the regular season that we need to do once the NCAA tournament picks up?
Yeah, just move forward. And as much as, we try and diagnose what happened and whatnot, Georgia's a good team. And I mean, obviously look at where they're at and their seedings and everything. And so I think what happens is sometimes we might, when I say we, I'm just saying just general population might look at results and hey, you swept them, should sweep them again, or, whatever the case. And they're a tough team and they're going to fight. They're going to do their thing. So sometimes you just get got. And that's what happened. So we just move forward, and now we're ready for this weekend.
And JT, your offense is always exciting to watch. And again, it's not just one player, it's up and down the lineup. But we just talked a little bit about your regional, and I know you watched the show last night. When you take a look at who will be joining you in Norman and Binghamton and Michigan and Kansas, what does that preparation look like for you? And Gray and I talked a little bit about the other offenses on the other end. What does that look like when you're taking a look at those three other opponents?
Yeah, there's just a lot of offense. I believe every team is hitting above 300, which is, pretty nuts when you think about it. So it's you just go out and compete. And so, Kansas is doing a really good job. Coach McFalls, longtime family friend, and she used to coach here, by the way. So I've known her since I was like a kid, like little kid. So, and Justin's doing a great job over there. And, Michigan historically is always going to be good. They got great coaches, and Binghamton when you're at this point, doesn't matter what your record is, doesn't matter anything. You are everyone here is a winner of something, or they're doing something really, really well. So we got our work cut out for us and really excited for the challenge.
Kendall Wells has been chasing history for a long time. I know everybody watching was probably like, goodness gracious, can we stop doing the promos into every single Kendall Wells at bat? And now over the weekend, we saw Megan Grant be the one that surpassed Laura Espinoza, and the race, I'm sure, is still very much on. Is that something that, I guess maybe you hope, even whether it was impacting her or not, just isn't discussed as much now that Megan Grant has passed her and it feels like she can just go again? Or is that even something that's entered your mind at all?
Yeah, that was what was frustrating. I don't know, frustrating, but it's everywhere. And it's like they turn it into Kendall versus Megan Grant and Jordan Woolery and OU versus UCLA. We're not racing anyone. We're not going for anything like that. If anything, it was just a celebration of kind of her process and what she's done really well, and really proud of the season that she's had so far. But I know she would tell you that she's not done yet, and not just her. I think our entire team, and just feeling like, hey, let's play. And that's at the end of the day, we just want to play. And you're going to hear coaches say that. You're going to hear our players say that. We just want to play, and that's what's been kind of tough is storylines. And just as much as we want we try and like stay in our own little bubble, you just can't get away from it sometimes. So we're just excited to just play. And this is the time of the season we've been waiting for all year. So really excited for everyone to experience that.
And JT, I want to ask you a little bit about something a little different. The Gasso Center of Excellence for the Motor Preferences. I know that was just announced. Can you give us just a little background on how that came about, what that facility is going to be, and what that means for the sport of softball?
Yeah, you might have to get the other Gasso. Is that you might be the only one to have 4 Gassos come in and do your podcast. But you know, my dad, Jim Gasso, owns a facility. We've had it for a really long time, Intensity, and so you know, we've been working with David and Matt, Nick, and Matt with motor preferences for a while now. And so we've just been really kind of applying it into softball and to our own thing. And you're seeing it spread across the country. You're seeing more tape everywhere. You know, the easiest way to see who's using it is who has the tape on their chest protector and whatnot. But I think what you're going to see is a facility that is designed and made for individual athletes, and not just come here and learn like how to do this, but we're the first facility that's going to like just get it right on every single stage. So you're going to see a lot more clinics going through there, camps going through there, and I'm really excited to just kind of see how this blossoms. So it's a really good partnership for everyone.
I know.
That's
Remember
fantastic.
when Kinsey Hansen was the only one that had the blue tape, and they just thought it was for calming purposes? Remember
Oh
that?
my gosh, yeah, I saw that. I remember seeing that. Well, okay, so what's crazy is, you know, it's one of those things where you put tape on and you just don't like it, just kind of like goes like you don't have to think about it. And so the very first time we did it, perfect game at Mississippi State. It was insane. So it was awesome. So just I'm not saying it was the reason. I'm just saying it happened. So we just haven't looked back since then. They said, hey, maybe we should try it, and we just did it. Boom, there it was.
Before Gray asks one more question, can you give just a really short explanation between the blue and the red tape, or just say just general? I know you're not going to give it all the way, but just like a
Well, they're
general.
not my secrets. You know what I mean? They're
There you
not.
go.
It's not my thing to. But I just know it's a neurological effect between breathe in preferences versus breathe out preferences, and it just affects the brain a little bit different. And so, yeah, I'm always a fan of when you have things that you don't have to think about. Those are the best ones because you don't have to think about it. You just can do it, and they're in the background. You can just play. So, yeah, it's whether or not people believe in it or don't believe. It's not something that is like, oh, this is gonna. It's just something that you can put in the background and just could be a nice little tool for players.
Mhm. JT Gasso is our guest, the Oklahoma hitting guru and friend of the show. Coach Gasso, I want to ask about just overall mindset coming into regionals and then potentially supers and beyond. And I can't help but notice you talk about friends in coaching, who the potential supers matchup would be, 14 seed Oregon and Coach Lombardi. But what is the one thing, if you had to pick one thing that's really being stressed to the team right now going into this Norman regional, whether it be something strategically or something mechanically or something mentality wise? What is that message right now?
Being present and just being right here for this weekend, and you're not looking ahead, you're not looking behind, you're just looking at what's right in front of you. So we've been, you know, when we're present and we are, you know, we've it's not like we've had a terrible season or anything like that. We've been playing well, and you know, you would think that losing one out of 3 games that we've played, we're like the sky's falling, you know. So and I have to go on record. Softball America does not hate Oklahoma, regardless of what might happen out there. I know you, Gray. I know you don't hate Oklahoma. Tara, I know you don't hate Oklahoma.
We can
I
stop the
can't-
show now. We're done. Thanks, everyone. Enjoy the postseason.
It's my favorite thing, I think, is seeing is Brady get riled up, and it's one of the funniest things ever, because it seems I've met him like once, and he's just kind of like a neutral guy, and seeing him get riled up with his words is. But anyway, I would just say, like, being present. That's what we're trying to be. It's just right here, right now. Let's go and just attack what's there.
Oh my goodness, that just made my day. And I'm guessing it made Brady's, because he's like, don't they know we don't hate them? I'm like, no, they know. The people that know. Well, last one for me. As you look ahead and go into another postseason, what are you most looking forward to as a coach? Because you've done it a couple times now, but what are you most looking forward to? What's your favorite part about the postseason?
Well, so this year is a little bit different because we have finals. We're going to be in the middle. I know player will be done by the weekend and all that stuff, but usually finals are happening during conference tournament. So just the calendar was kind of wonky this year, but what I'm excited for is, like, all the things that go on, all the habits, all the practices, everything that is kind of geared towards postseason, are really fun. Like, just having the meal, having the being at the field, and kind of like connecting, like, almost it's like it's the fall again. You're around the field all the time and whatnot. So it's, once classes are over and finals are over, we can just, like, go. We can just do softball and do our thing like that. So I'm really excited for this weekend, and the preparation and everything that goes into being ready for it. So
I was going to ask, is there something in your coaching brain that you really love about preparing for 3 teams with the stakes like that? Because I know for me, like, watching film and postseason is so fun, because I know, like, that every pitch means everything. It could mean, the beginning of a great run or the end of your season. Is there something that you really, really enjoy about getting to prep for so many good teams with the stakes like that?
yeah, so the hardest weekends to prep for are, and I'll go in order. It's probably like World Series, because you just have 18. You have to have something on 8 teams, and the 4 that are going to be on your side, and and then you have other 4 that you might have to get ready for. But that regionals, just because you have 3 teams, you got to have everything ready. And then Mary Nutter is a nightmare to prepare for. that's because it's like, hey, you got a 11 a.m. or a 9 a.m. and you play at 5 or sit, and you're doing all this stuff. But with regionals specifically, I know that you have to know how teams prepare like, just for the offensive side, you got to know how teams prepare their pitching staffs and how they're going to throw you, and just, you got to be ready for anything and everything. So I really enjoy kind of digging into that and breaking that down from team to team. And it's not like we have super secret information or anything like that. I think we just, as a coaching staff, pride ourselves in just kind of working hard and not spending a ton of hours and taking away from family and whatnot, but just really getting creative in our game planning and what that's going to look like.
We will see that game plan put to use at 3:30 Eastern time, not Central time, on Friday.
I was like, wait a minute.
3:30 Eastern. Sorry, the SEC tournament messed
late.
with me. I was not prepared for Lexington to be Eastern.
Yeah, I was. It got to midnight quick in Kentucky.
Yes, it did.
Like, real quick.
OU Binghamton, 3:30 Eastern on Friday on SEC Network. JT Gasso, our first of excellent guest list here in Good Morning Softball America. Best of luck in the postseason, JT. We'll see you down the road.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks so much, JT.